Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name's Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
Got your sports shirt on. That must mean you're going to go do some sports.
Well, yes, I am. Actually, it means it was the one clean shirt I had in the closet. But yes, it did work out real well because I do have to go do sports tonight.
Serendipity, they say.
Yeah, there you go. What a big word for you this morning.
Wow.
Woo.
Well, I learned that from Richard Gere.
Yeah. Did you now?
Yeah.
Yeah, the actor, Richard Gere.
My wife admitted that, yes. I asked her last night.
So you have always... Okay, so for those of you who missed the start of yesterday's show, we do birthdays at the start of the show a lot of the time.
Right.
And Richard Gere, the actor, was celebrating a birthday, and you announced him as Richard Gere.
Which I've been calling him that ever since I first saw him on TV.
So you really have. You weren't making that up.
No, I always called him Greer. I didn't check the spelling. I just always...
Wow.
And I guess I didn't pay that much attention because I was watching my wife watch him.
And your wife, I'm guessing, corrected you several times in the beginning and then realized it was no hope and just gave up.
She really didn't say anything, Brent. I think she was concentrating on other things.
Oh, watching a Richard Gere movie, was she?
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, anyway.
She did admit. By the way, we went to see Billy Bales yesterday evening, and that came up because the Bumgarners were there, and we got to visit with them as well. And Joan admitted during that conversation that, yes, she did get kind of worked up when Richard Gere was on the screen.
Okay.
I said, why was she all like sweaty when she was watching TV? I don't know. Anyway, I better move along.
Okay.
You mentioned birthdays. Oh, we was talking sports. You're going to do some sports tonight.
I am, yeah. We'll be in Myrna for a volleyball triangular with Anselmo Myrna, Ansley, Litchfield, and Twin Loop. First match is scheduled for 5 o'clock. We'll have it for you on the radio on KBBN 95.3 FM, and we'll do that little thing we call a video stream, too.
Yep. The radio broadcasters on a TV screen. Never thought I would see it or hear it, but people love it, so we do it as often as we can. And thanks to sponsors, we can do it. Mm-hmm. We have some great sponsors for that and the radio broadcasts. Excuse me, I'm a little choked up now.
I can tell.
Birthdays.
Yes.
Matthew Goodner is celebrating a birthday today. And Seth Maddox celebrating a birthday. There's other birthdays, of course. Mm-hmm. And if you're celebrating a birthday today, you are celebrating with Sir Barry Gibb.
Oh, yes. I believe he is the lone living Bee Gee at the time.
Yeah.
At this time.
He's 76 today. Singer-songwriter. He's the last surviving member of the rock and roll band, the Bee Gees, one of the most commercially successful bands in music history.
We're going to play Bee Gees today?
We might.
Yeah, a little Staying Alive.
I don't know if the Rooski's working. She could help us out, but
Staying Alive.
Yesterday she was still red. I don't know. I apologize at this moment. I don't know if you have these or not. I have these every once in a while. It's nothing to worry about, but my eyesight right now is going away. It will return in 5 to 10 minutes. You ever have these?
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's not really eyesight. It's weird. It's where you start getting all these little things flying around, and then you kind of go into where you can only see kind of through a tunnel. Have you ever had that happen?
I don't know. I don't think I can say I have. Well, now I've had the moments where there's like you feel like there's maybe a black spot or something, floating in front of your eye or something that goes away rather quickly for me anyway. But what you're talking about, I don't know if I've experienced that.
Okay, it's nothing to worry about.
It's nothing to worry
about. It's
about.
happened many times before, but when I first had it happen, when it was really kind of intense, I would actually lay down and it would go away. I've gotten to the point where it just once it gets into the tunnel thing, I really can't read much. I don't know how bad it's going to get.
Okay, you need me to help you out?
I think I'll be all right.
You're going to be okay.
Yeah.
All right.
If it gets so bad I can't read, you really won't be able to tell the difference. But other birthdays today, besides Barry Gibb, Dr. Phil.
Ah, Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil is 72 today.
Wow.
TV therapist, the host of the Dr. Phil show, got his start on Oprah.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that. He doesn't sugarcoat things. He goes right for the problem and tries to solve it, and usually offers professional help at the end of the show. But my mother was telling me yesterday, she watches Dr. Phil, that his childhood was a little bit rough.
Oh, was it?
It was not a good thing. He had some abusive things going on, so maybe that's why he got in it, to help other people. I think that's good. He's made a lot of money helping other people.
His last name is McGraw, is that right?
Phil McGraw.
Phil McGraw.
Yep, he's 72 today. Lily Tomlin is 83 today.
Wow.
She broke out in the Laugh-In show. Of course, she was really funny in 9 to 5 and had many other successes. She does a lot of things right now with Jane Fonda. They've done some things together and been very successful together. Saw a piece where they were interviewed, and they just enjoy each other's company and humor. So she's doing quite well at 83. And you might have to read, there's another one in the middle there.
Oh, you want me to read it?
Yeah, I can't really, honestly, I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine. Let's see, Dr. Phil,
Gloria.
you did, Gloria Estefan,
Yeah.
the singer with Miami Sound Machine, 65 today.
65?
Wow, that doesn't seem possible. So yeah, we can play some of their music too. Let's play conga. Dun, 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 dun. I can't remember the words, but I remember the beat.
I remember a young man from Kansas that worked here when she was really big, and he was just nuts about her.
Uh-huh.
I think he had a crush on her, but we just won't read anything for a little while. It'll clear up.
Oh, okay.
Did you know a Nebraska man broke a record for riding a pumpkin down the river?
No. Riding a pumpkin down the river.
Yeah, I'll hand that to you.
Okay. Yes, there's apparently a world record for anything and everything. A Nebraska man broke the Guinness World Record for riding a pumpkin. Who knew? Now, the pumpkin was 846 pounds.
That's a big one.
And it actually has a name. Berta. Berta was the name of the pumpkin.
It's my sister's name.
And and apparently this person rode the pumpkin for 38 miles down the Missouri River. The previous record, this is what I love, there was a previous record, 25.5 miles. This person just turned 60. In the story, it doesn't mention his name, I don't think. The man tells us it was so hard to do that he'll never try it again. Well, but hey, once is enough.
Yeah, he set a record.
I don't know, can you? That'd be interesting. Will anyone attempt to break the 38-mile record down the Missouri River for riding a pumpkin?
I don't know.
That had to be a sight, though. I kind of would have liked to have seen that. Can you imagine if you were out on the river and didn't know that was occurring and this guy just drifts by you on a pumpkin?
It would really
that'd be really weird.
That would be, and it'd be like riding a big bobber, you know, on water. Yeah. Whatever it takes to have fun, I guess. But
I don't think it said. Man, I wonder how long it took. I mean, it would depend on the current, I guess. But man, how long would it take to go 38 miles down the Missouri River?
38. That'd probably take a while. I don't really know the speed of the Missouri River, and I'd guess you don't have the sandbar problem and stuff you'd have on the South Loop. So you'd probably keep rolling. I don't know. Got an email from Rick Nelson this morning.
Oh, yeah?
From Custer Public Power.
No, we haven't done anything wrong, have we?
No, he actually sent me a email, an attachment that shows we made national news last Friday at the State Fair. We had coverage from a national publication with our show, and he just wanted us to know that. So thanks, Rick. So pleasure working with you for so many years, going down to the fair, and I believe he'll be starting to come back in here this month on Fridays. I'm not sure which Friday, but he'll be back with us on the Friday show sometime here in September. But thanks, Rick. Appreciate that. That was pretty cool. So a few pictures and so forth.
Great.
It was nice.
You're a star.
Finally made it, Rick. Thanks. School lunch menus, we have a few of them for September. I see there's some over here. Do you have some as well?
I do have some. I'll get you started by going to Ansley, where today it's showing a quesadilla at Ansley today.
Okay.
You want me to read them all?
I'll give it a shot here. This is Cozad. They're having chicken patties, hamburger steak, peanut butter and jelly with yogurt, mixed greens, and turkey and cheese sandwich, and lots of other goodies. They have a lot of fresh vegetables at Cozad.
SEM today, hamburgers at Sumner Eddyville Miller.
I'm just getting into the tunnel now.
Oh, okay.
Today at Callaway, tri-taters and sausage links. Oh, that's for breakfast. Pigs in a blanket for dinner today at Callaway.
All right. Gothenburg today, some of their choices include chicken and noodles, walking tacos, pizza and pizza crunchers. Those are some of the choices at Gothenburg today.
Arcadia, they're having beef and noodles today. And, of course, Arcadia will be featured tomorrow on the breakfast show. We'll be going over to Arcadia. I think we're going to broadcast from the beautiful park in downtown Arcadia next to the Veterans Memorial Wall.
That'd be nice.
Kind of a nice location. Today, we'll be broadcasting from Callaway. Jeremy is going over, I believe, in Christie to cover the upcoming events in Callaway, all centered around the kite flight.
Sounds good. Thetford lunch menu today, chicken Alfredo, peas and dinner roll at Thetford.
At Arnold today, combo bar and toast. Oh, that's a breakfast again. I'm sorry. And then for lunch, B stands for breakfast, if you need to know, and L is for lunch. And they're having, in the L category, they're having lasagna and breadstick.
All right, Sandhills Public Schools today in Dunning. They're going to be having a breaded pork chop, mashed potatoes, gravy, and corn at Sandhills. Are you done?
I got one more.
Okay, go ahead.
Broken Bow Middle and High School today, they're having fresh tater hot dish with dinner roll, chicken nuggets with dinner roll, fresh baked ham and cheese sub, cottage cheese and fruit platter. They're having a grill station combo, cheeseburger basket, baked beans and vegetables, and they have chocolate skim milk and 1% unflavored milk. Yes, that's today at the Broken Bow Middle School and High School right here in Broken Bow, Nebraska.
And Selma Myrna's menu today, grilled cheese sandwich with creamy tomato soup, popcorn chicken bites with dinner roll, and a fresh baked ham and cheese sub. Your choices at AM. And at Sargent Public Schools today on the lunch menu, lasagna or cheesy potatoes with ham, corn, fruit cup, garlic bun, milk, and a salad bar at Sargent today.
Thank you, Brent. It's 7:45. Last I looked, it was 59 degrees outside. Boy, yesterday was something. It got up to, I think you had 95 written down, and I noticed the airport had 97 yesterday for a high. So we wrote down 97 for a high. It was 72 at 5 o'clock.
Wow.
So it really cooled off. We got real excited. It got dark. The clouds moved in, and we got.
And it just hauled off and poured, right? Oh, it didn't.
It went dink, 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 dink. Little raindrops for a little while. 700s precipitation recorded.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's better than nothing.
Yeah, it is.
There was a lot of hope, though, wasn't there?
Yeah, it got everybody's hopes up.
When the clouds rolled in, you just like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the forecast was right. We're going to get some rain. Maybe it'll rain into the evening and just keep raining for a while. It didn't.
It didn't. That's disappointing. Little chance here in the next day or so, but boy, not much. And September forecast is got us a little nervous, no doubt about it.
Now, everybody keeps telling me that the Farmer's Almanac is predicting a nasty winter. Are you hearing this?
I heard somebody say that, yeah.
Okay.
I don't really like the word nasty, but the snow would actually be welcomed.
Yeah.
You know, a nice layer of snow would really be healthy for our soil right now. We need that coverage in the wintertime.
Yeah.
It's been open, and we paid the price for it this year, and we'll pay it again if we don't get a little coverage.
I don't want the snow with 40-mile-an-hour winds and 6-foot drifts, though.
Well, it doesn't do a lot of good in a pile.
Yeah, true.
We need a nice,
Yeah, we're not asking for much. Just bring it real nice, just like the rain.
How about 6 inches of really nice, laid, wet snow?
Yeah, right.
And then maybe another 6 or so a week or so. Just every once in a while, get about 6 inches. You can move 6 inches pretty easy. I mean, it's not terrible if it doesn't blow up in a pile on you, and it would do the soil some good. We need to get some snow on the ground.
Do.
All right. We will be going to the Dave Davis report this morning. Kathy will be in, Christy's younger sister. In the meantime, we're going to take a break and come back with a little Susan on the radio. Stay tuned.
Labor Day savings go through Tuesday at Gary Superfoods in Broken Bow. 80% lean ground beef in a 10-pound tube is only $2.99 a pound. Or toss Smithfield all-natural boneless pork loin chops on the grill. They're 10 for 10. Frito-Lay Doritos are only $2.79 each. And for dessert, pick up our family ice cream pails for $5.99. Gary Superfoods, South B Street in Broken Bow.
As the mornings get cooler, we are reminded that fall is just around the corner. For us at Bo Bootery, that means fall shoes, and we would love to show you what has been trickling in. We can also tell you about our fun in-store specials. New Balance for men and women are at the closeout price of $39 a pair, while New Balance for kids are $25 a pair. And Easy Spirit selected styles are just $39 a pair. Come shop with us, Bo Bootery on the Square in Broken Bow.
No, there ain't nothing like the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Just want to let you know that I love the show.
I love what you guys are doing in the morning. It makes my day so much better.
KCNI KBBN Radio.
Ah, what a voice. Susan Tedeschi on the radio for you this morning. If you ever get a chance to check her show out, she's probably not going to be by herself anymore. It's almost going to be with her husband. What a great band. And again, when she talks over the microphone, she has this little teeny little voice. And then she starts singing, and oh my gosh, it just starts blowing up. Yeah. It's fantastic. I can't even tell if you're giving me the look right now because I can't really see.
I'm just smiling at you, Dave.
You are?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Okay.
That's good to know. Well, you want to talk a little bit about, do you have the information about the Market on the Square for the Chamber?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. Just a couple of these left. The second to last Market on the Square for the season will be today. So a lot of the vendors that you're used to seeing down on the square during this Market on the Square season, they'll be there today, be there from 10 until 3, so take advantage of that. And then the final Market on the Square will be next week on Thursday, September 8th. And to just kind of preview that for you next week, it'll be Music in the Square, brought to you by Bruning Bank, as Mohana with Red Shoes will be there. And also, it's really going to be busy in the park in downtown Broken Bow next week on Thursday, September 8th, because the Jenny M. Melham Memorial Medical Center will be hosting their health care on the square. Now, this is next week. Mm-hmm. That's on September 8th, and that'll be from 10 to 5, and I believe that we'll have people from the Melham Medical Center in on the show with us today to tell you more about that coming up next week. So Market on the Square today from 10 to 3, downtown Broken Bow, and then next week it'll be the final Market on the Square with Music in the Square, sponsored by Bruning Bank, and then the Jenny M. Melham Memorial Medical Center will be hosting their health care on the square next week as well from 10 to 5.
All right, thank you, Brent. Thank you very much. Great job.
The Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
My day starts right.
With Dave and Brent.
Good morning, everyone. This is Kathy Eberly reporting for Dave Davis Auction Service and Farmers National Company. To start with, just a reminder that we are having our machinery consignment auction Saturday, October 8th. It will be at the Custer County Fairgrounds. For proper advertising of items and to get your items on the flyer, please get your listed consignments into our office by September 19th. We will take consignments after that, but if you want all of the advertising, it's best to get it into our office by September 19th. Again, that's going to be October 8th, starting at 9 a.m. at the Custer County Fairgrounds, our machinery consignment auction. Going over to Farmers National side, we do have a new listing. It's an acreage close to Broken Bow, right off of Highway 2. It's 1.86 acres. It's got a very open concept. Kitchen has a breakfast bar and appliances are staying with the home. Large picture window and living room, 3 bedrooms and 2 baths on the main floor laundry, full unfinished basement with lots of possibilities, oversized attached garage, composite deck out front, a 24 by 30 building. Again, it's an acreage close to town, right off of Highway 2. It's 1.86 acres, and if you'd like more information on that, please call our office. Another new listing is at 1431 North L Street. It's charming from top to bottom. Absolutely stunning remodeled home. Very large kitchen with recessed lighting, beautiful backsplash, center island, pantry, and stainless steel appliances, including double ovens. Main floor also has full bathroom, a living room tucked away in the back, formal dining area, and a darling sitting area, both with tray ceilings. Upstairs has beautiful full bathroom with soaker tub and separate shower with dual shower heads and 3 large bedrooms with walk-in closets. Master bedroom has its own walkout balcony. Lower level has a cute family room, 3rd bathroom, 4th bedroom, office, and laundry room. Newer windows and lots of custom blinds. All electric home with a heat pump, charming wraparound porch with composites, steps and decking, low maintenance smart siding, park-like backyard with white vinyl fence, patio area, garden shed, play equipment area, and large 26 by 12 back deck. Landscape corner lot with mature trees, underground sprinklers, drip line around the house, and a detached 2-car garage. That's at 1431 North L Street. At 828 North 14th, this home is very open also. Cute kitchen and appliances staying. Main floor has 2 bedrooms. Lower level has a family room with an egress window and 2 more bedrooms. 2nd bathroom and laundry room. Large backyard. That's at 828 North 14th Avenue. At 605 South C Street, this is an exceptional property. Wow is definitely your first impression. LP Smart Siding exterior provides great curb appeal, and covered wraparound porch with gazebo provides the finishing touches. This home is a balanced mixture of old-fashioned charm and modern living design. Living room has a cozy electric fireplace and open staircase. Parlor, living room, and den all have hickory wood floors. Dining area has French doors to the kitchen. The spacious, beautiful gourmet kitchen has white custom cabinetry, Livingstone solid surface countertops, neat subway ceramic tile backsplash, bay window and bench seat, walk-in pantry, and an island with prep sink. Stainless steel appliances are staying with the home. Upstairs has family room, laundry space, 4 bedrooms, and 2nd bathroom. Master bedroom has balcony, and master bathroom has heated ceramic flooring and walk-in ceramic tile shower. 3rd floor has a 5th bedroom, 4th bathroom, and 2nd family room. This home has been remodeled with newer wiring, plumbing, and double-hung windows. It's an all-electric home with a heat pump. Covered a corner lot with underground sprinklers. Backyard has white vinyl privacy fence, 3-car garage with 8-foot garage doors. That's at 605 South C Street. At 1725 North C Street, it's an 1890 stately 2-story home. This home sits proudly on a hill of a very large lot. Main floor has kitchen, dining area, living room, half bathroom, office, and a family room. Family room has a fireplace and newer waterproof flooring. Upstairs has 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. Master bedroom has a master bathroom, hardwood floors under the carpet, partial basement with laundry and great storage. You'll enjoy the large wraparound deck, mostly newer windows, furnace and air conditioner around 6 years old. Exterior was recently painted. Utility shed, garden shed, and double garage with storage above. That's at 1725 North C Street. At 153 South F Street, this home has lots to offer. It's a 2-story home that sits on a large lot with mature trees, nice-sized living room with a fireplace, formal dining space. Kitchen has space for a breakfast nook, 3-quarter bath off of the kitchen. Upstairs has 3 bedrooms, full bathroom, and a sunroom. Lower level has utility room, family room, and lots of storage. Lots of original hardwood floors. All-electric home with a heat pump around 5 years old. Mostly pillow windows throughout. Detached garage has home office, workshop area, and a tandem garage for 2 vehicles with alley access and openings on both ends. It's at 153 South F Street. I think that sums it up for this week, but I'd like to thank you all for listening and have a great day. Thank you.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. A judge in South Florida will hear arguments a day after Donald Trump's legal team went to court again to argue in favor of a third party to oversee those documents FBI agents took from Mar-a-Lago. CBS's Robert Costa.
Trump's lawyers reiterated what they claimed are the former president's rights to assert executive privilege, adding those determinations are best served by the appointment of a special master.
Democrat Mary Peltola makes history in her defeat of Sarah Palin. CBS's Linda Kenyon.
Peltola becomes the first Alaska native to serve in the House and the first woman to hold the seat.
A community in Columbus, Ohio, demanding answers after video shows an unarmed black man being shot to death in bed as police serve a warrant for a battery charge. The Urban League's Stephanie Hightower.
It was a special election for Alaska.
The Urban League's Stephanie Hightower demanding an investigation and answers. Police say Donovan Lewis may have been holding a vape pen. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Here's a look at Nebraska news. From Grand Island, a local war veteran who may be in his final days was honored with a bedside ceremony. Friends and loved ones gathered to celebrate the life of Leighton Skolefeld. He served in the United States Army for 8 years, from 1961 to 1969, finishing his final 2 years fighting in the Vietnam War. The ceremony was organized by the Business Coalition for Veterans. Skolefeld's family expressed their gratitude for the service and shared how impactful he was to their lives. Skolefeld is dying from leukemia and Agent Orange. Agent Orange has affected many Vietnam War veterans, which was used to destroy plants that gave the enemy an advantage during the war and was deadly because of a highly toxic chemical called dioxin. Skolefeld's loved ones reflected on the good memories they shared together. One said, "Life on Earth may be ending for Leighton, but the way he lived for his family and friends as his loved ones, sure, his afterlife will be just as wonderful as his time here." That's Nebraska News.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, Here's Eddie Garcia.
In tennis, in what is billed as her final event of her career, Serena Williams still alive after upsetting the number 2 ranked player in the world and the number 2 seed at the U.S. Open, Annette Kontaveit, 7-6, 2-6, 6-2. Serena still alive, advancing into the third round. In baseball games of note, Mets beat the Dodgers 2-1 in a battle of division leaders. Starling Marte, a 2-run homer for the Mets, providing all the offense at starter Jacob deGrom needy went 7 innings, allowed 1 run on 3 hits in the win. Braves over the Rockies 3-2. Atlanta is still 3 back of New York in the NL East race. Guardians were shut out by the Orioles 4-0, while the Twins lose to the Red Sox 6-5. So Cleveland still has a game-and-a-half lead on Minnesota for first in the AL Central. Blue Jays lose to the Cubs 7-5. Toronto's lead on Baltimore for the last wildcard spot in the American League is down to 2. The Brewers beat the Pirates 6-1, while the Padres wrap up a sweep of the Giants with a 5-4 win. So San Diego still has a 2.5 game lead on Milwaukee for the final wildcard spot in the National League.
Here's your weatherology forecast. High temperatures working up into the lower 90s for today under lots of sunshine. Then for tonight, mostly clear skies will drop back to a low of 62. Into the day on Friday, a blend of clouds and sunshine with a high of 94. Not as hot for your Saturday, still sunny and dry weather conditions, highs back in the lower 80s, and for Sunday up to 87 degrees. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Carroll.
It's worse than the FBI raid. Big Tech and the Deep State want to stop Donald Trump. Now, Dick Morris reveals their dark plan in his new book, The Return. Already a #1 Amazon bestseller, The Return reveals the real threat facing Trump. But Dick Morris says Trump will still win. At bookstores, get The Return or see the free offer and save $28. Call 800-NEWSMAX, 800-NEWSMAX, or go to thereturn911.com. Thereturn911.com.
Oil investments involve a high degree of risk and actual results may vary.
Oil keeps going up. Hedge against inflation and the downturn in the stock market. Get in on the next major oil boom now and help make an investment that can potentially pay you monthly income for up to 20 or more years. That's the sound of a producing oil well and the sound of a smart investment. If you are an SEC-accredited investor, you can take advantage of Encore Energy's projects. Call 1-800-278-7455. That's 1-800-278-7455.
8:05 is your time. 60 degrees outside under a sunny sky. Winds are light out of the southeast. Barometric pressure pretty steady at 30.05, maybe up 1 point. Humidity at 87%. As we mentioned, high yesterday of 97 with an overnight low of 58. Sunset today at 8:13. Sunrise tomorrow morning at 7:05. And we picked up 0.07 of an inch precipitation from a shower yesterday. Let's call it a short, light shower yesterday after all the buildup and 50% chance precipitation, and the clouds moved in. It got kind of dark, and we all got excited. It cooled off to 72 degrees, and we got 700. Just drive you crazy.
Well, the weather forecast wasn't wrong, though.
True.
It did rain.
True. All right, now I'm hoping I got the last name correct, because I'm going by what Brent was thinking your last name is, Aaron.
Okay. Okay.
Put it on me.
But he remembers your maiden name, of course, because he covered you in sports.
Yes.
Aaron Van Dies Nelson.
Yes, that is correct.
Yay! And, of course, Pearson Physical Therapy is where you're doing your good work. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me again this morning.
Well, you're kind of a ray of sunshine for some reason when you come in. Don't you think,
hopefully.
Brent?
I would agree, yes.
I don't know if my son would think the same thing in the mornings, but, you know, God bless our teachers.
Yeah, no kidding.
Amen to that.
I know it's been a rough week. I'm sure, you know, a couple weeks going back to school, but it's a big transition for the kids, too. So
it is. They have to get those sleeping habits lined up again, and they come home a little tired from school, I think, for a while, don't they?
I think that is the absolute truth. Yes. Yeah. I keep teasing and saying telling my husband that I think Nolan uses up all of his nice qualities and his manners when he's at school and daycare, and then comes home and takes it out on us. But, you know, so hopefully that's the case, because, oh, goodness.
Well, but I think more often than not, that's the way it works.
That's what I've been told. So
sometimes you are almost very thankful and or surprised when somebody says, you have the nicest little guy or gal, and so polite, and that's so good to hear. And
it is great to hear.
You wonder what little button is switched when they get home. Yeah,
I know. Yeah. That's exactly right.
Well, it is fall because sports is going, and let's talk about what this brings to people out there and your patients, your clients, and dive in right.
You bet. Okay. Well, September is known nationwide as National Fall Month or Fall Awareness Month. So we kind of thought we would highlight that a little bit today. That's something that we always have to be vigilant of, not only as therapists, but just in the aging population. It becomes much more of a risk as we age for many different reasons. But, it's something that we work with quite a bit at Pearson's. So...
You don't really fully understand it when you're 30 or 40, but I'm much older than that, and now I realize balance and that's something that really you have to work at.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, and when we're younger, it's typically external forces that cause our falls, right? Maybe we got careless coming down the stairs and missed the last step, or you're out working cows and you sidestep to miss something and take a little slip. Things like that. The external environment kind of affects us a little bit more. And then as we age, it's not only our external environment, but maybe part of our internal environment. Maybe it is the sensation in our feet, or maybe our vision or hearing has changed. And all of those things just increase our risk as we age. They say approximately like 36 million adults fall every year, and quite a few of those end up with ER visits, and 95% of all hip fractures typically happen from a fall as well. So certainly, as we age, those internal and external forces that kind of cause those issues, they escalate a little bit, but then there's things that we can do, not only just being aware of those things to change it, but then also if you're coming in for some therapy, to do some more directed care to kind of help reduce those risks as well.
And there's certainly some things in the home and workplace as you age you might consider doing, and I think that we've talked about this at least once, where you don't really maybe need that fluffy rug by the sink, right?
Right. It looks pretty, but so there's a lot of things you can do in your home that reduce your fall risk. This is oftentimes something that we will suggest for patients, especially if they're using a new assisted device like a front-wheeled walker or cane that they haven't used before. Pick up those small area rugs that don't stay tacked down to the floor very well, because they're very easy to catch and grab when you walk by with your device. Some of us have little furry friends that we love so much, but also like to stay maybe too close to our feet sometimes, so you have to be careful with that. Reducing your clutter as much as you can. I know, like in our house, our mudroom is like my nemesis, because everybody likes to drop all their stuff in the mudroom. So you're more likely to trip over that stuff if you don't kind of keep it tidy and neat and picked up. Small things like putting night lights along the baseboards for in the evening times or at night if you're to wake up to use the restroom or do things like that, kind of helps your vision acclimate a little bit better versus trying to seek out the bathroom in the dark, those sorts of things. Putting in grab bars, putting in railings next to your stairs, different things like that can certainly bring down those risks of having a fall at home. And then taking it even a step further, if you're an older individual or somebody who has any kind of medical condition or something that would make you more likely candidate for fall, there's life alerts, there's lifelines, there's different services such as that to help you so that you have support in that event that could happen.
Probably one of the most dangerous places, I would think, would be the shower and or bathtub.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. You've got that slick surface, more water, all of those things. Typically our bathrooms are more compact, more things to kind of bump into, run into. So different modifications there, whether it's a bath bench where you can sit down and slide across versus stepping over, putting grippers kind of in the bottom of the bathtub so you don't slip, handlebars or hand railings in the bathtub, things like that. All of those are are very helpful to kind of reduce those risks.
And, you know, I know that's all we're thinking older folks, senior citizens, but if you're a family and you have kids and they want to play in the tub and do some crazy things in there, you know, pretend it's a swimming pool.
Snorkel, you know, all the things.
Jump in and out. You know, that slick surface in the bathtub could be safer even for the kids if you had that set up that way.
You bet. Yeah. And, you know, even though when we think about falling, we oftentimes think about older adults. But as I said before, younger adults, it's more of an external force. But you look at your athletes or your individual that have had, maybe they had surgery, Achilles tendon repair, an ACL repair. It's going to change the way you move. It's going to change your balance, and you're going to have to learn how to acclimate to that until you get those skills back. You know, our bodies are really awesome in a way that they adjust and kind of move to make up for those deficits for a time, but we also have to think about how those are changing, what that, call it proprioceptive awareness, looks like. You know, our brains work in a certain way to tell our bodies where they are in space, and then when you have an injury, those connections are different, and so you kind of have to train those up a little bit after something like that.
Speaking of the athletes, the younger folks out there, almost every sport, you were a high school athlete, and every sport, from baseball to wrestling to pivot and turn and basketball and football, is about balance.
Yeah, absolutely. Body awareness, how your body moves through that space. And, you know, some of your most elite athletes can do the most incredible things with their body awareness that, you know, some of us aren't maybe lucky enough to have that skill. But yeah, it definitely, there's a heightened sense of awareness that our bodies have, and athletes, they truly train that every day with all the different things that they do to kind of hone in on their skills. Those get really challenged with that sort of thing. So yeah, your good athletes typically have very good balance.
Yeah. Golf is even, you know, on the tee box, it's all about balance and shifting your weight.
Where that weight goes.
Yeah. So it's for everybody. So let's talk a little bit about what you were maybe able to offer at Pearson Physical Therapy to enhance our balance, to keep our balance, and then, unfortunately, if we have an accident of some sort, the rehab there.
You bet. So we see a lot of different patients, all ages, with some of these conditions. But whether you are concerned about maybe your balance, or you've had something going on that makes you think, well, maybe I should have this checked, give us a call. We have several different tools that we can use for screening to kind of see where your balance is kind of for typical age norms and that sort of thing. And there are several, like I said, tools. So not everybody we'd use the same tool for, because not everybody is going to have the same types of balance issues. You know, maybe you did have a fall, and so you're a little bit more sore in a hip or a knee or something. So we got to think about treating those acute problems that come with that. And then we tack into some of the balance type things along with that type of treatment. But it's stuff as simple as, what does your leg strength look like? Do we need to hone in on that a little bit? Do we need to practice walking on uneven surfaces? Because walking out in the yard, dragging the garden hose is a really common place for people to fall. Do we need to practice getting up and down stairs with or without a hand railing, depending on what does your daily life look like in terms of what you need to do to get around? Maybe it's something as simple as, maybe it's somebody that doesn't necessarily have a lot of walking ability, but they do get around in their home, so they need to know how to better shift their weight and transfer maybe from one surface to the other. So there's several different things that we would look at with all patients, really of all ages.
Now, Brent, do you remember when you were younger that the yard seemed smooth? You didn't really worry about a yard. And then as you go along through life, pretty soon you go, gosh, this yard is bumpier than it used to be.
Yes.
And it's harder to walk on, right?
Yes. Yep. Definitely.
So that's kind of an indication of what kind of happens when you're young and agile. Those those unexpected bumps don't bother you much at all.
Right.
But if you take a step and a slight hold or something like that, balance will really help you out there.
Yeah. It definitely, practicing on those things like uneven surfaces and different levels of leg fatigue and kind of challenging your body like that is what helps you get better at doing that kind of stuff. So definitely as we age, you notice those things a little bit more. And contrary to a lot of, there used to be this school of thought that if your patients are falling, you need to keep them sitting and kind of tack down more. But all that really does is that kind of escalates that fear of falling more, which truly increases that risk of falling. So in order for patients to really get the best out of reducing that risk, they need to be up, they need to be moving, they need to be physically practicing that function and all those skills in order to get better at it. Because when that fear comes down, the risk of falling actually comes down too.
Leg strength, I'm sure, is huge, where you guys could help with that as well, with some of the equipment you have and some of the exercises to make sure that your legs aren't weak because you're not using them enough, right?
Well, and the other thing people need to think about too, as we age, sometimes our medicine cabinet gets a little bit more full than maybe it was before. So maybe you have some new medications that you've had added to your morning or evening regimen that have changed maybe some of your balance. Like maybe you have a little drop in your blood pressure when you go to get up, or it can sometimes change the sensation in your feet a little bit, things like that. So having those conversations with your doctors and your pharmacists when those new meds get introduced, because sometimes it's just a simple med change that can cause a difference in the balance. Our feet have different sensations as we age. If we suffer from diabetes or things like that, neuropathies, that's going to really change how we sense our external environment a little bit. So all of those things are things that you want to think about. So it's not necessarily just in the strength department, but what meds are you taking? Has your vision changed? Do you need to go have your vision checked? Because our vision gives us all that input for our brain to say, oh, we've got a little bump here in the sidewalk we need to avoid or step over. There's a crack here that we need to avoid, things like that. And if you can't see that, you can't plan and avoid it. So vision is something also to really keep an eye on as we age as well, to make sure that our vision is in tip-top shape for when we're getting out and about.
And inner ear and hearing as well.
All of those things that really, vertigo, you hear about a lot of that. When things change, those otoliths in the ears, that can really cause a lot of dizziness and that sort of thing. So you might need an adjustment that way. So definitely all of that changes your equilibrium substantially. So balance is a very large scope, and there's so many different things you can look at under that scope.
And I'm glad you brought up the medications, because most people, unfortunately, most of the people that are older take blood pressure medicine and that sort of thing, cholesterol and all of that, and that can affect your legs as well.
Exactly.
So I'm sure that you often have conversations with your clients. Do you mind letting me know what kind of meds you're taking?
Yeah, typically we do. We just like to look at that med list, because sometimes we do notice either a change in their meds recently, or it's typically, patients come in and say, oh yeah, I've just been so dizzy. And then we find out, oh, well, they just had a blood pressure medication change, which is very common. And sometimes it just means a matter of adjustment on the medication or acclimation and that sort of thing. But I also think that gives good opportunity for good communication with providers and therapists to say, hey, Mary Sue came in and she was feeling really good, except whenever she does this, she's been getting really dizzy. I noticed you changed this. What are your thoughts about this? Which is good, because I feel like it, as a whole, helps to treat that patient a little bit more. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Lots of things to think about and address, but I'm sure that people can come in and set up a time to talk to you about it.
Yep, absolutely. So if you have any concerns or questions, give us a call at 872-5800. If you feel like you just want to be screened or looked at because you're not sure what you should do, give us a call and we can do that as well. So it doesn't mean you necessarily have to have therapy 3 days a week, but maybe there's something we can help suggest or whatever to some of those symptoms. But we'd love to help. That's what we're here for.
All right. And thank you,
yes,
Aaron.
Thank you for having me.
When you arrived, I was having these swirly things going and having some tunnel vision. And since you're here as a therapist, it just went away.
Oh, boy.
So there you go, folks. Just being around these therapists can help. No, appreciate you coming in. Always enjoy your visits with us. It's always informational, and I think it gives us all something to think about.
Yes, thank you.
You bet. Brett?
Yes, Dave?
You want to go back in time and remember when you called a game that Aaron was in? Again, I know your sports mind, you can just remember.
It was a really long time ago.
It was probably the one that I was at personally and remember the most was it would have been the state semifinals volleyball when you played Wheeler Central.
Oh, yeah, that was a
Remember
marathon
that match?
game. I think that might still be, it's like the record for the longest game in state history. I think that, and I don't think that'll ever change because it was before rally scoring.
Exactly.
Which is kind of cool. And I think we actually... Michaela Goss might have the all state record assists for that game.
Yeah.
So I mean that was a wild game. It was a whirlwind.
And I want to say Lincoln Christian. Is that where we were at?
I think that's where it was.
Where we were at, and it just it would not end.
It would not end.
And you got, I mean, as a guy who was, you're competing in it, but. As a person just watching it, there was a point where I didn't want it to end.
It was
so amazing, and just the way the both of you just went back and forth.
It was,
in that match.
We definitely were rivals in high school, but you know what I think was always so amazing about that is you have two of the smallest schools in the state, and those gyms were packed out, which I think that's really awesome, just for the sport, for the state. I mean, we would, our schools could never really fill a gym that size typically, but at state that was kind of exciting to see those gyms packed out that way to watch that kind of volleyball. And yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Great
fun.
memories.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Aaron Van Diest Nelson with Pearson Physical Therapy, our guest. And we'll take a time out and see who we got more people coming in. We're going to be visiting with hospital folks this morning for sure, so stay tuned.
Yeah, now boys, it's action time, and now we're on. Now 300, now 75, now 9, now 9, now 9, and 9, now 9, now 9. So
get your consignments in by Monday, September 19th for the next machinery consignment auction at the Custer County Fairgrounds from Dave Davis Auction Service. This will get your items properly advertised and get them on the flyer. For information or with your questions, give them a call or visit davedavisauction.com. Get your machinery consignments in by September 19th.
She's beautiful. I love you.
Look, Daddy, I made you this.
Our little girl is growing up.
Dad, I just want to tell you I love you.
I just want to grow old with you.
They mean the world to you. Protect them for life with life insurance.
Clang Financial can help you create an individualized solution to protect your family with life insurance. Call Clang Financial today for a free consultation at 872-6810.
I love the morning show.
Wake up with us. We sound way better than this. KCNI KBBN Radio.
in Arcadia has a new name and new ownership. Go by and see what they're all about. The meat department is up and running, and their aisles are ready to help you with that shopping list. Open Monday to Friday, 8 to 7, and Saturday, 8 to 5. They'll be open up until the parade starts, too. Stop by and try one of their breakfast sandwiches or burritos at Rita's Grocery in Arcadia.
The Secret Garden, a secret that just can't be kept. They are closed at their location outside of Myrna this weekend, but would love to see you at the Nebraska State Fair. Look in the paper for a coupon for $1 off a smoothie. They're set up and ready to help you cool off at the State Fair. John 16, verse 33. In the world you will have tribulation, but take heart, I have overcome the world. The Secret Garden. Look for their trailer at the Nebraska State Fair.
It's 8:30. You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show on KCNI KBBN Radio, and we're so thankful that you're doing that. We do have our next guest in the studio, and we're going to be talking next with Jeremy Klingenpeel, who heads up the hospital here in Broken Bow. Jeremy, how you doing?
Good morning. Doing wonderful. How are you guys?
Well, we're doing well, but we're not looking as good as you are.
Yeah.
What do you think, Brent?
I love it. The paisley look is back.
Yeah, it's back.
I love it.
Never thought it'd come back, but it's back.
It is back. Boy, that's a nice combination, too, for folks listening. That is a light blue paisley with a kind of an orangish-colored paisley tie with matching shoes and blue pants. Man, this guy is looking sharp.
There you go.
I had to class it up for you guys.
Well, thank you. I don't think that's the reason, but I think it's a great look, and I know that you're busy up at the hospital. Maybe we could start by talking a little bit. We visited before we went on the air. You're getting some hires accomplished up there that you've been advertising for some positions, and you have a few left.
Yeah. Recently, our dietary manager retired after 45 years. Amazing. We actually have had 3 different people that were celebrated this week at our annual recognition banquet that were over 40 years work at Melham. So that was amazing to see, and had a nice dinner with over 90 people came out with employees and spouses and board. So that was great. And just recently hired a dietary manager to replace the one that retired, and then had some changes that we also added some new positions for managers that we just recently got hired, and starting to get some applications with our new rate that we up to $15 an hour minimum has really helped start to get some applications in the door. So making progress, but slowly but surely.
Well, you along with everyone else, it's not just a problem in your facility, although I will say health care, hospital care, it's been pretty stressful the last couple of years, maybe not so much just lately, so I'm glad to see that rebound.
Yeah. But
through COVID, it was a long haul for the people you work with.
For sure. Yeah. And, that was one of the things that we were taking into consideration with our wages. The stress that people have to deal with in working in healthcare, we feel like there's some added hardships that people have to do to work in the hospital, whether wearing the masks and things like that. So we're starting to see some of those things lighten up, but we wanted to incentivize people to be able to come in and work for a great place like Melham. So we're excited.
If you're just tuning in, we have Jeremy Klingenpeel, who heads up the hospital here at Melham, and you have things going on in the hospital, and you also have a big event coming up outside of the hospital.
We do, and I know we talked about it a few weeks back, but we wanted to come on. It's about a week away today, and on the 8th, next Thursday, we're going to be having the health fair on the square, and starts at 10 o'clock in the morning. We've got lots of education that we're planning for the day. Really some good vendor booths, simulators. Have 4 different speakers that are coming to talk on everything from stroke education, some information about scammers, what to look out for. And then we're going to do some drug education. Also, Healing Hearts and Families are going to be there. and Nebraska Land Hearing is going to be there. So there's going to be a seatbelt simulator from the State Highway Patrol Office, a rollover simulator that shows what happens if people aren't wearing their seatbelt with dummies inside. I don't know if you guys have ever had an opportunity to see that.
I have not.
It's pretty neat and really goes to show. I think we've all probably had friends or loved ones that have passed in car accidents that weren't wearing their seatbelts, and this just shows what can happen, especially in like a rollover incident. So hoping that we might be able to get some kids out there to really educate the importance of wearing seatbelts. We're also going to have a hand washing booth there to show people the techniques on how to properly wash your hands, hand hygiene. We've got this glow germ that you wipe on your hands, and then you wash your hands, and they put it under a neon light and show you which areas that you didn't get off. So really the importance of scrubbing.
Oh, I bet you that's pretty revealing.
Yes.
A lot of us, the old dash, we got really careful about it during that COVID time. We were especially early on.
Yeah.
Everybody was, very aware of it. I think we've all slacked off a little bit. That'll be a good reminder.
It is, yeah. And, in healthcare, we kind of take for granted sometimes that everybody just knows how to wash their hands properly. But, there really is a technique to it. And, I don't think the importance is as much on the hot water as it used to be, as much as it is the right type of antibacterial soaps and, scrubbing in the right areas in the right amount of time. So that's pretty good to have that.
You bet.
Yeah. We're going to have over 30 vendor booths there, and we're also going to have some prize giveaways. We're going to give away about 30 different children's bicycle helmets.
Oh, good.
So each one of the booths that we had out, the money that was spent to have a booth there, we used to purchase bicycle helmets, and we're going to have a giveaway for that, and then 2 prize giveaways at the end of the event too. So there's going to be an incentive for people to visit all the different stations. It's going to be kind of a passport type situation, so as many booths as they visit, they're going to get a stamp for each one, and then have an opportunity to increase their chances of winning a prize.
Great way to do it, and that makes the vendors happy too, because people will stop by and, oh, by the way, while I'm here, I'll ask you this question. That's what we're looking for, right?
Yeah, exactly. And since the education is going to take a little bit longer than just visiting a booth, you're going to get increased amount of opportunities to enter in that prize drawing if you do one of the education. So instead of 1 ticket, I think they're going to get 4 tickets for doing the education, whether it be the stroke or the scammers or the drug education. So those are each about an hour long. So
okay. Now you mentioned strokes, and you also mentioned we all know somebody that probably had an accident who wasn't wearing a seatbelt. Mm-hmm. We all know someone who's had a stroke.
Exactly.
Human nature tends to make us think it's always going to happen to somebody else.
Right, yeah.
But it doesn't happen that way. And in this particular instruction, what are they going to be? Are they going to be kind of letting you know what to do to avoid having a stroke?
Yeah, I think a combination of stroke prevention as well as the importance of what the signs and symptoms of a stroke. If you guys have ever seen, there's a thing called fast stroke, and it's basically, if your face looks uneven, if there's signs of speech changes, that the importance of acting fast is the reiteration there, where if the time is of the essence if somebody is having a stroke, because there's a medication now that you can get, and even Melham, has this drug on right there in the facility where if somebody is experiencing signs and symptoms of a stroke, you can take this and reverse the outcomes of the long-term effects of a stroke. So that's something that I think is really important. Like you said, it's always somebody else that's going to have it, but you could be sitting there having lunch with a friend and something happen, and if you recognize those signs, get them into the ER. And because of this program that we're involved with, the Nebraska Stroke Initiative, they've actually provided us a $500 grant that we're able to use to host this whole event. So I don't want to go without saying, thanks to the Nebraska Stroke Initiative, because without them, we wouldn't have been able to sponsor this whole health fair on the square event that we're doing.
That's great. I'm glad they did that. Sounds like a wonderful event, very educational. And in years past, and you've been putting this on for a while, but it's usually inside, and this will be in the park, and that's going to make it kind of nice too.
And we ordered good weather for this, so it ought to be perfect.
Good. I think you're okay. You know what? Even when it's a little hot during the day at this time of year, it cools off pretty nice, pretty early in the day, going into evening, and so you'll have a good day. And we would like some rain, but chances are nil. So I think you're okay there. So it's going to be a great day. I think it's great that you're moving it to the park for this, match it up with the Thursday activities through the chamber. That works really nice. I'm sure they appreciate that too.
Yeah. Couldn't be a better place to have an event like this, working with the chamber there. And Stephanie has got us all set up. We've got a map drawn up where all of the vendors are going to be there on the south side of the square, and I'm just excited to have it. And I heard you earlier say we got 700s this week, so we ought to be good for a little while.
I think so. I don't know, man. I think let's get a little rain before next Thursday. How's that? Let's do it that way. Also, the opportunity for people to maybe pick these people's brains a little bit about all the different. You got 30 different booths there, so there's going to be plenty of information available. Nothing's forced on anybody. It's real casual.
Exactly.
And it's a good opportunity to find out some things maybe you've been wondering about, or maybe you have a relative or a friend that you're going to ask about. It's all good, right?
Absolutely. And there's a combination of different departments from the hospital going to have booths. I think we've got 10 different departments from our radiology lab, ER. So several different people are going to be there, and then we've got an additional 30 vendors from outside the hospital. So like you said, just a combination of a lot of different things. And because we've had such good success with bringing vendors, we want to make sure and advertise to our public that this is an event for our community that we want you to be able to attend. It's a free event. We're encouraging everybody to come out and just have a good time, have an opportunity to win some prizes and get some education. And like I said, hopefully it'll be a great day outside to do it, and excited.
Quick question. I know that you did a survey a while back, and people responded to that. One of those topics I thought was at the top of the list, if I remember correctly, was mental health centered around lots of things.
Correct.
Suicide would be one of the first ones that come up. Now, I know that's kind of a confidential thing. Are there going to be any information available that day?
Yeah. We've got some different vendors that are going to be there for behavioral health. In fact, I think one of the speakers is going to be on healing hearts and families, so a little bit about behavioral health, mental health there. So excited about that opportunity. And then we actually at the hospital talked about, we were visiting with a facility that there's another grant going on that's going to provide mental and behavioral health to our employees at the facility at Melham. So they're going to offer this as a free service to any healthcare workers in the state of Nebraska for the next 18 months, essentially. This is a way to give back to the healthcare community for, like you said earlier, the last couple of years of COVID that we've had. And it's taken a toll on our healthcare workers. I don't know if you guys remember in the beginning of the COVID pandemic, the healthcare workers were kind of considered, everybody from the communities were just doing anything and everything to help us out with, sewing masks, and we were short on a lot of personal protective equipment, PPE, that people were helping us out. And then somewhere down the line, instead of healthcare heroes, and they started going the other way and kind of associated the healthcare workers with, the pandemic, and it became a little bit less pronounced that the healthcare workers were there to help us. And so it's really taken a toll on our nurses, our doctors, our public health workers. So this is a way to give back to our healthcare workers, saying thank you for everything that they've done in the last couple of years. So a great a give back to everybody, and to be able to do some counseling and behavioral health is going to be a good thing for everybody.
It's fantastic, and it gives the folks out there a chance to thank those people on next Thursday, a week from today.
Yeah.
So a lot of those people will be in the booths and give you a chance to thank them. I don't understand that, but it seems like that's the trend across the board these days, Jeremy. We are so short on appreciation these days. I think we could do a whole show on that.
Sure.
But you have people that are heroes, and just because of confusion elsewhere, they become not respected for that. And I think that's a shame. This is a good chance for people to thank those folks.
Yeah, absolutely. And we always work on positivity at Melham, and every morning we have a safety huddle, and we try to bring positive, inspiring moments, or try to show our appreciation by giving everybody an opportunity to say thanks to somebody that's done something, gone above and beyond out of their way. So we always start our meetings out that way, and I feel like staying positive in these tough situations is the key and keeps everybody upbeat.
Well, we appreciate that. Let's run down the time, maybe a little of the details again before we close.
Yeah, thanks. So starting out the day at 10 o'clock, we're going to do the stroke education with Dr. Albin. At 11:45 is going to be the education on scammers and you. And then that's going to go till 12:45. And at 1 o'clock, Trooper Flick with the Nebraska State Highway Patrol is going to do the drug education, which we've had there at Melham, and he does an excellent job with that. It's going to be a condensed 1-hour version. We had about a 3-hour version of this drug education, and he did a great job recognizing the street drugs, things like that, signs and symptoms, what they look like. Also, 2:15, Healing Hearts and Families is going to be here till 3:15. Nebraska Land Hearing is going to close up the day from 3:30 to 4:30. And, of course, during this entire time, we're going to have the booths set up outside on the square, the seatbelt simulator. Also, we're going to have a drunk driving simulator. It's just some highlights, diabetic education. We mentioned hand washing. We're going to have a mammogram table. And then Rotary's also going to be there with their iron lung. Some of you guys have seen that before. And then blood pressure checks are going to be there. So, of course, like I said, every time that you visit one of the booths, you increase your chances of winning one of the prizes at the end.
All right. Okay.
And just to emphasize, this is next week, September 8th.
September the 8th, Thursday. And we're going to wrap up the day at 5 o'clock, but that's just getting started, because we're also going to have music on the square starting at 5 o'clock. So if you're already there, stick around. There's going to be the food trucks still out on the square. And I believe there's going to be a nice treat there, possibly because the watermelon feed got rained out last month. So I don't know if we're going to still have the watermelon feed or do something different, but excited about that. And Bruning Bank is helping co-sponsor this event with us.
Good. Big day and a nice evening.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Jeremy. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Always nice to see you.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to see you when you look like that, man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, this guy is rocking. We'll take a time out. We'll be back after these words.
There are fewer words sweeter in the state of Nebraska than Go Big Red. And Geared for Sports in Broken Bow is ready to help you cheer for the Huskers. New Husker gear arrivals are hitting their racks in men's and women's sizes. Perfect for showing your team spirit. And remember, when you need to gear up for the sports you are playing, visit Geared for Sports, west side of the square in Broken Bow. Open Monday to Friday 10 to 6 and Saturday 10 to 4.
It is no secret that cybersecurity and keeping your personal information safe and secure is very important. Scammers never stop and will do whatever they can to get your information. Some examples of what to be looking out for are spoofed phone calls, suspicious emails or texts, computer pop-ups, requests for urgent wire transfers or gift card purchases. If you are suspicious of fraud or a scam, always call your bank about the situation. Bruning Bank wants you to stay safe and be diligent about keeping your information secure. Our staff is trained to deal with any type of situation and is happy to help or answer any questions you may have. Bruning Bank. Build, grow, thrive. Member FDIC.
Don't let falling behind on your spraying affect your yield. Now is the time to book fungicide and insecticide applications on corn and soybeans with Aero Aviation. Not only can you fight disease, but you can improve plant health at the same time, increasing yields. Easily control insects like grasshoppers, rootworms, beetles, and western bean cutworms with the help of Aero Aviation. Call Casey, Melissa, or Kim with Aero Aviation at 308-872-5113 to talk about your options. 10 before the hour, just guests rolling in here right and left. That's the way we like it here on the Breakfast
Everybody
Show.
wants to see us, Dave. Everybody.
Well, I'm telling you, after Jeremy Klingenpill came in with his Paisley outfit on, I guess this black T-shirt is just not going to cut it today.
Yeah, I look severely underdressed.
Nate is here from Universal Insurance. How you doing, Nate?
Good. How are you?
Good. Get through the summer okay?
Yes. It was busy, as you guys all know. It always is.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Personally and business-wise,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely. Yep. Yep.
Still fixing things up from some of the storms that we had. Hopefully we're past that.
Yeah, as far as storms go, hopefully we're past that,
Yeah. So what did you want to highlight today? Any certain subject or just want to...
Not really insurance specifics necessarily, but harvest is underway. So just wanted to highlight and make sure everybody's paying attention out there. And there's going to be a lot of truck traffic, a lot of combine traffic, a lot of people on the roads. It's a busy time of year, and those guys are going to be working hard to get all that stuff done. So it always makes me nervous this time of year when that stuff's going on. So,
well, I'm glad you brought that up. We hadn't talked about it yet, but it is a busy time, and the equipment is getting bigger and bigger. And so when they move from point to point, if they have to use any of the roadways, you got to be real careful.
Yeah, absolutely. This is also good. I mean, from an insurance perspective, it's also a good time before they get rolling to make sure that they've got all their stuff insured properly before they get going, and make sure they come and talk to us or their agent. And I just got done with a huge farm training this week, so farm insurance training. So that's top of mind to me right now, and grain bin safety, all that stuff. So keep those things in mind, and everybody just be careful, I guess. Yeah, harvest is coming. So
yeah. They're probably already cutting some silage out there and rolling on that. So.
Yeah, I've seen it a lot of the dry land stuff's getting cut to silage. So
yeah, unfortunately, it's not going to make much corn.
No,
a lot of it anyway, and depend on what spot you're in this year.
Absolutely.
So, well, I'm glad you brought that up, because those trucks will be. We have enough truck traffic going on the way it is, and then you add the corn trucks to it, and it gets pretty crazy.
Yep, corn trucks. We probably have junk John's coming up as well here pretty soon, and that's always a very nerve-wracking weekend for me.
I think it'll be an insurance man's nightmare. Actually,
yeah, it's always that's always just like, okay, just let's get through this weekend.
Yeah, well. People love to come through here, and we love to have them, but they are distracted.
Yeah, we got a great weekend with Kite flight and some other stuff going on with Labor Day. So, yeah, that's always it's not over just because summer's over and school started. In fact, things get a lot more busy in some cases. So
yeah, so we're kind of winding down a little bit on things like motorcycles and boats and that sort of thing.
Yeah,
but then we're going to be going into fall and winter and use different types of vehicles. We want to make sure we're good to go on those, I'd think.
Yep. Your 8-year side-by-sides, ATVs, things like that, they may be using for hunting or around the farm or ranch. And any of those toys, you always want to make sure, come in and talk to us about it and make sure they're covered liability-wise and property-wise. And we always encourage folks to come in and talk. And we try to reach out as much as we can and review those things. Claim wise, if you had your roof damaged, most companies are going to want you to have that fixed in a few years. So, don't worry about having to get it done right now, because I know a lot of contractors are really, really busy trying to get that stuff done for folks. But you can still got a little bit of time before that winter hits, and you can get that roof on as well. So,
well, last time we talked about roofs, we actually must have sparked some interest out there in making sure you get a reputable roofing company. And I think you mentioned, you'd be happy to talk to people about
always
who you work with and who you trust, and then be careful about, when the barrage hits town after a hailstorm, you want to be kind of careful, right?
Yeah, and Callaway's still probably going through that quite a bit. I drove through there the other day, and they really got hammered really good. So, the roofing companies that we have around here, Kearney, Grand Island, North Platte, and locally, we know who those are, and we know that they're here to stay. Sometimes you'll see quick LLCs form, and Broken Bow Roofing Company LLC. Oh, that's interesting. You were here last week. Those are the ones you want to watch out for a little bit, and just talk to your agent. We kind of know what's going on. You don't really want to assign. There's a trend that's out there that they assign claims to the roofer. You don't want to do that, because then the roofer has control of your claim, and you have zero say on how that happens. But they'll try to get you into those situations. As a sales tactic to let you know that, hey, we'll take care of it for you, so you don't have to do anything. Well, you've also just given up control of your home and how that roof's going to be done. So don't be doing that, and come talk to us and have us review your contracts.
Same rules apply for siding, I suspect.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Any of those wind or hail damaged type of items. Yeah.
Windows, gutters, all of that.
Yes. Absolutely.
And sometimes you have to make that decision too, and I don't know exactly how that works, but sometimes the claim will include gutters and windows and so forth, and some of us don't mind a few dinks and things if they're still doing the job of not letting air through the windows, and so there's a little thinking needs to be done there too, I think.
Yeah, and we as in this area have got a lot better. Jaded, I guess would be the the better term to be used, because a lot of us have had hail damage over the last 10 years, and you want your house to look good and you want to get things fixed, but at some point you also are like, I don't want to go through this right now, and I'm going to let that dent go, and it's not that big a deal. That's kind of where we are, because it's a lot of time and a lot of work. Even as a homeowner, if you're hiring it out, it just takes time, and your schedule's kind of interrupted, and
it's all those things to consider. And so that leads us to the conversation. If we're talking with Nate and Jack at Universal Insurance about some of those things, we can pick up the phone and give you a call. We can stop in and talk to you. But if we bought our insurance online somewhere because we watched a TV ad that was cute,
right,
we might be a little bit frustrated when we try to have that conversation with that computer.
Yeah, and that's a yes, thank you. That's a fantastic point. I was just speaking with one of my clients in Omaha that owns a brewery there, and they're getting out of the restaurant side of their business, but they're trying to get another business to take over the food side of it, and that business, who I do not insure, was on the phone with a 1-800 number for several hours, and that they couldn't figure it out. And I talked to my client. I go, you gave my number right? He goes, yes, I did. And I said, I could have had that solved in like 30 minutes less. We could have got this figured out, and it wouldn't have been. It's just. Yeah, you pick up the phone and talk to us. It's a lot better than calling 1-800 number and get someone different every time you call that phone number.
Never talking to the same person.
Never.
And first of all, getting through all the different buttons to find out the right department is a real treat too. And then when you get the department, they say, well, no, we're going to have to transfer you over to this other one, or you're going to have to call again.
Absolutely.
And, it's just too aggravating for most of us out in this part of the world. That's why we enjoy doing business on
It may save you a few dollars.
Okay.
Now.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it may.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time that you can shop your insurance probably at every renewal and save you a few bucks every time if you really wanted to. But at some point, having consistency and someone that knows your family, your house, your farm, your business, your cars, knows exactly your situation on a day-to-day basis is worth a little bit more. And a little bit, and what ends up happening too is if you keep shopping it, the company that you left will then be cheaper again because everybody raises their rates and catches up to where you were. And so it's this cycle that if you would have just stayed put, you probably would have got right back to where everybody else caught up to it. The rates just keep changing and they discount, but then they come back and so it doesn't necessarily, it may pay short term, but long term, come claim situation, because of the changing, sometimes you forget to tell the new agent of this one thing, and then that new agent doesn't have it. A claim may happen, and it gets lost. There, may save a buck or two here and there, but it may cost you in the long run. So,
well, and also if you're going to switch companies to save a little money, or sometimes you do. You start with a new company, and you're saving a few bucks, like you say.
Right.
If you're going to do that to save money, I'd rather talk to you about it and make sure I was going to another company that was going to give me similar or the same coverage, because you might make a switch out there online somewhere and, back yourself into a corner.
Yeah. And the great thing that we have the advantage of as an independent agent is we have so many companies that what we do when those situations arise, and they do, and we watch premiums to make sure that they don't get out of hand. We'll run quotes for 3 or 4 or 5 different companies and show the customer and say, okay, here you go. We can save you a couple $100 to move to this one for the year. We can save you a little bit here, but you're going to lose this coverage or you're going to gain this coverage. Right. And we'll have that conversation. Is it worth it to move to save money now, or is this a trend? Because we watch and listen to our companies. Are rates coming for that company as well? And you're buying 6 months, and then in 6 months it's going to go up. And those are things we can evaluate, and you didn't even have to leave our office.
Yeah.
So that saves you time. It saves everything. We know your product. We know what you have, so that if you do switch within our office, we're not missing that item that could be missed because a new agent takes it over. And
yeah. It's all save a few dollars, okay, but the hassle of dealing with those people on the other end of that computer line, it's just not worth it in most cases.
No, and it's just like shopping local on a lot of things around here. Yeah. I mean, that's why most of us do that locally, is because it's not worth the extra effort to time and expense and being taken care of if something goes wrong and all those things. So.
And by the way, folks, Universal Insurance Agency was started in the 1960s, I believe, by your grandfather.
Yeah, Jim Atkinson and Claire Williams.
Claire Williams, yeah.
Jim and Claire. Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, along with the bakery and some other things.
Bowling Alley Bakery. I think those are the 2 things that Grandpa started.
Yeah. Pretty good history there.
Yep.
Well, thanks for coming in. Is there anything that you wanted to highlight that we didn't talk about?
No, I don't think so. Have a great weekend with Labor Day and Kite Flight, and I've been involved with a group of gravel bike riders that are coming in from Lincoln and Omaha area and riding this weekend. So I'm helping them out a little bit with routes, and so watch for those guys too. There'll be guys and gals riding on the gravel roads all over the county. So
that's cool.
Yeah, so just pay attention. You might be surprised you pop over a hill and see 2 or 3 bikes on a gravel road. So
okay,
I have routes going to Weisert, to Callaway, and to Victoria Springs. So kind of all over the place.
Be nice to have them here. Should be a good weekend for
I think they're staying at Cobblestone and eating a tumbleweed and probably bouncing around, eating all over the place, because it's an overnight deal. So
great.
Yeah.
Nate, thanks a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Nate Bell, our guest with Universal Insurance Agency. Look forward to your next visit.
Yeah, thanks.
We'll take a time out, catch up on some news.
Napa know-how.
sun up to sundown. That's the average working day of farmers, truck drivers, and construction workers everywhere. And Napa is here to help you get the job done. During our Napa Gold Filter Sale, September 6th through the 17th, bring in a list of your equipment's oil, air, fuel, and hydraulic filters, and we'll stock you up and save you some hard-earned cash. So what are you waiting for? Daylight's burning. Head to WinQuest for their Napa Gold Filter Sale, September 6th through the 17th at WinQuest Incorporated, serving you since 1925. East Highway 2, Broken Bow.
Why buy alfalfa from AeroSeed? Experience. 70 years in the alfalfa business makes a difference. Their experience helps them find the genetics that offer alfalfa growers a true value. Genetics that offer top yields like L455 HT and exceptionally high yielding and high quality alfalfa with excellent digestibility. And Big Red 3, a high yielding winter hardy variety. The right seed properly matched to your management practices and growing conditions pays for itself, often with the first cutting. Quality seed pays, period. Visit aeroseed.com today to find the dealer nearest you.
Barney Health Mart in Broken Bow is proud to be your locally owned Health Mart pharmacy, offering Health Mart products that give their customers great quality at affordable prices. Their pharmacists and staff are dedicated to helping you find what you need, whether in the store or when you use their handy drive-thru. Remember, they will be closed on Labor Day Monday, opening back up Tuesday with normal hours. Barney Health Mart, downtown Broken Bow. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. A judge in South Florida will consider the latest bid by Donald Trump's lawyers to have a third party review White House documents the FBI confiscated at Mar-a-Lago. CBS's Bradley Blackburn.
In a new court filing, the Trump legal team once again asked that a third party special master be appointed to review documents seized from Mar-a-Lago. This comes a day after the Justice Department tried to swat down that request.
A new sign of strength in the jobs market. New unemployment claims, generally a sign of layoffs, fell by another 5,000 last week. Bankrate's Mark Hamrick.
A much feared surge in joblessness just doesn't seem to be happening based on government data.
Say so long to Twitter typos. The social media service has just unveiled an edit button. It's being tested internally before it's offered on Twitter's subscription service, Twitter Blue. It's the biggest change since the platform increased the character limit 5 years ago. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
In tennis, in what is billed as her final event of her career, Serena Williams still alive after upsetting the number 2 ranked player in the world and the number 2 seed at the U.S. Open. Annette Kontaveit 7-6, 2-6, 6-2. Serena still alive, advancing into the third round. In baseball games of note, Mets beat the Dodgers 2-1 in a battle of division leaders. Starling Marte, a 2-run homer for the Mets, providing all the offense at starter Jacob deGrom would need. He went 7 innings, allowed 1 run on 3 hits in the win. Braves over the Rockies 3-2. Atlanta is still 3 back of New York in the NL East race. Guardians were shut out by the Orioles 4-0, while the Twins lose to the Red Sox 6-5. So Cleveland still has a game-and-a-half lead on Minnesota for first in the AL Central. Blue Jays lose to the Cubs 7-5. Toronto's lead on Baltimore for the last wildcard spot in the American League is down to 2. The Brewers beat the Pirates 6-1, while the Padres wrap up a sweep of the Giants with a 5-4 win. So San Diego still has a 2.5 game lead on Milwaukee for the final wildcard spot in the National League.
Here's your weatherology forecast. High temperatures working up into the lower 90s for today under lots of sunshine. Then for tonight, mostly clear skies will drop back to a low of 62. Into the day on Friday, a blend of clouds and sunshine with a high of 94. Not as hot for your Saturday, still sunny and dry weather conditions, highs back in the lower 80s, and for Sunday up to 87 degrees. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Caro.
Diesel engines have to be tough because they're expected to be reliable. Whether for service calls or work in their shop, call Power Solutions for help with your diesel application. They have parts and know-how that will bring the reliability you need from your diesel engine. Call Power Solutions at 872-5522 or swing by and say hi 1 mile outside of Broken Bow on East Highway 2. Power Solutions, your diesel engine connection and local Vermeer dealer.
It's 8 past the hour of 9 o'clock, 67 degrees outside, and Matt is here from Subway. Matt, how you doing?
Not too bad.
Good. It's good to see you.
Good to see you guys.
You up to do some repairs, serve some sandwiches? What are you up to?
Yeah, I think I got to fix the safe, fix some wallpaper, and tear apart an ice machine.
Well, that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
You do a lot of work on ice machines.
They're a monthly thing.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh.
And depending on the location, there's a lot to do with an ice machine. Like some stores, I can go every 6 months and clean them. Depending on, like the one we have at Walmart in North Platte, the ceilings are really high. So that one's like once every 6 months. Depending on the volume of the store also.
Sure.
But what it is we bake bread inside the store, and the yeast is in the air, and when it finds water, it starts to form bread.
Aha. Wow.
So like your lower ceilings trap the yeast in the air, and you
then the ice machine gets gummed up or whatever.
Yeah, faster.
I'll be.
So,
wow.
Like Walmart with a 25-foot ceiling, we don't have a yeast problem there.
Yeah, wow.
Well, and it also depends on your water from your city.
Sure.
Like Holdridge has probably the worst water I've ever seen.
So it builds up quick.
We have to clean the ice machine once a week.
Wow. Because of mineral
Hard
deposits,
water.
hard water.
Hard water.
Yeah.
And I have a filtration system on there, and I'm about ready to put another one on there.
You see, folks, there's more to Subway sandwiches than you might think. Yeast in the air that could get into the ice machine.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yeah. Even forms in the drains. The floor drains, yeah. You got to snake those out every once in a while.
Well, you bake a lot of bread, no doubt about it.
Yep.
It's all good bread, too.
Yeah.
Lots of different selections. How many different breads do you offer now? Do you know?
White wheat and urban cheese.
Okay. I go with the wheat.
I always go with urban cheese. I can get wheat bread at home.
Well, it's like your reasonings are always interesting, Matt.
Well, I mean, you can get white or wheat bread at home. You can't get urban cheese bread at home.
That's a good point.
What are you eating nowadays, Brent?
Urban cheese.
But I mean for a sandwich.
Oh.
He mixes it up.
Well, I tell you what, I do mix it up now that you brought the Subway series to town.
Those are good.
Because before the Subway series showed up, it was a spicy Italian.
Right.
That was my go-to sandwich.
Right.
But then when you started posting sandwiches and just showing how they're made, all of a sudden I'm like, oh, maybe I'll try
good.
that.
That one looks good. Which I've noticed, like, what was it? Yesterday I worked Holdridge Subway for like an hour and a half running the register. And I was amazed at how many people are actually trying the Subway series sandwiches compared to, like, everybody was venturing away from selecting their own. And I'll take that number 6. And
it's fast and easy, and you get a variety.
Yeah.
I got to get out of my rut then. I got to try that because I'm, still on the turkey sandwich. Have been since Subway started here in Broken Bow. Love the turkey sandwich.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's good.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like the wraps when they came out. I ate those for quite a long time because there was a different texture, all the same ingredients, but different texture to it.
Right. You might like the turkey Cali.
Turkey Cali. Have you tried that one, Brent?
No, I haven't. Now, turkey Cali, I want to say it has guacamole on it.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, that's why I wouldn't try it.
Right.
You're not a guacamole guy.
I'm not a guacamole guy. Sorry.
I'll take the bacon fat.
Amen.
Amen.
But the turkey Cali has turkey, bacon, and guacamole on it. And then it's got fresh mozzarella.
That's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
You can leave the guacamole off, and I'll eat the rest of it.
And you can do that.
Yeah,
you
and
can order
do that,
it
and that's
say,
why
hey,
it's Subway your way.
Just don't put guacamole on it.
The other subject here maybe we should talk more about is it's reasonably priced. I mean, for all the different food you get in a sandwich, the price is right.
Right. Yeah.
You don't...
I go out to eat a lot because I'm always on the road.
Mm-hmm.
And like some restaurants I go to, and these are fast food. It's $20-25 for me to eat at one of these places. And I can get a foot long at Subway for under $11 and chips and a drink, so I'm about $14.
Yeah. And you have some things that you can save money on too. I mean, you have good specials occasionally.
Right.
And using the digital platform, offers and coupons and things that you can save money on.
But yeah, there's a couple hamburger places I go there to eat, and it's $20-25 for me to eat there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people out there can relate to that.
And Subway is based on men mostly. They say the target age group is guys 20 to 35 or 38.
They want to be healthy eaters.
No, we just want a sandwich.
Yeah.
Just make us a sandwich.
Guys eat sandwiches, right?
Well, sandwiches are a beautiful thing because it's a meal right in your hand. I mean, that's the thing about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Guys look at it like, well, I can eat a sandwich, and I got vegetables, I got bread and meat and cheese. You got 4 food groups right there.
Yeah.
And I can eat it on the go.
Yep.
Or sit down and enjoy it on a picnic table, like you often mention.
Right.
Farming is in full steam ahead mode. They're cutting silage now. Harvest is just on the brink here. It's a ways off, but they'll be rolling before you know it, especially with wet corn and all the different ways they harvest it now. Great solution to a crew is those lunches that come in a box.
Right, those box lunches are great. You get a 6-inch sandwich, a bag of chips, and a cookie. We mark on the outside of the box what they are, and then you can order I'll just take 10 ham sandwiches and 10 turkey, and then you drive around to all the guys and ask them, do you want a ham, you want a turkey?
Yeah, that's the way to do that. We've used that before when we did a promotion, took meals out to the farmers, and you guys worked with us on that, and they loved them. And in fact, they didn't know what they were getting, and we would bring a selection of different sandwiches, and they'd all kind of pick out what they wanted and eat and sit on a bench somewhere on a bucket, and away they go. Yeah. So, all right, Matt, is there anything you wanted to highlight that we haven't talked about today?
Come on in. We're looking for help. Always looking for new help.
Mm-hmm.
We are hiring part-time at $11 an hour, full-time at $12. With the tips that the employees get, they actually end up making about $15 to $16 an hour.
Plus, I think you have either meals or discounted meals.
Yeah, they get a free meal every time they work. If you work 6 hours or less, you get a free 6-inch, and if you work less than 6 hours, you get a 6-inch. If you work over 6 hours, you get a foot-long sandwich.
Sounds like a deal.
Right, and all the soda you can drink while you're working.
Keep you going.
And all the ice, assuming the ice machine is good.
I usually keep the ice machines going. So.
And it's free of any contaminants.
Yeah.
It's cleaned once a month.
Yeah.
All right. Matt, thanks a lot.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. We'll be going to Callaway here shortly. I think Brent has a couple things he wants to mention, and then we'll go to Callaway to find out more about the Callaway kite flight right after these words.
It's worse than the FBI raid. Big Tech and the Deep State want to stop Donald Trump. Now, Dick Morris reveals their dark plan in his new book, The Return. Already a #1 Amazon bestseller, The Return reveals the real threat facing Trump. But Dick Morris says Trump will still win. At bookstores, get The Return or see the free offer and save $28. Call 800-NEWSMAX, 800-NEWSMAX, or go to thereturn911.com. Thereturn911.com.
Oil investments involve a high degree of risk and actual results may vary.
Oil keeps going up. Hedge against inflation and the downturn in the stock market. Get in on the next major oil boom now and help make an investment that can potentially pay you monthly income for up to 20 or more years. That's the sound of a producing oil well and the sound of a smart investment. If you are an SEC-accredited investor, you can take advantage of Encore Energy's projects. Call 1-800-278-7455. That's 1-800-278-7455.
9:17. You're listening to The Breakfast Show. Brent Apperson has a couple of things that he'd like to pass along to you folks out there before we travel to Callaway.
Quality Senior Villages would love to have you join their team looking to hire evening and night shift medication aides. Excellent benefits. Call Quality Senior Villages to find out more at 872-6387. You can also stop in and ask for an application, or you can email them at qsvbrokenbow@gmail.com. Again, Quality Senior Villages looking for evening and night shift medication aides. Also, the Loup County Public Schools in Taylor is accepting applications for a full-time custodian. During the school year, would work mostly afternoon into the evening with some nights and weekends, and then during the summertime, it would be daytime hours. Competitive wages based upon experience, comprehensive benefit package, and retirement benefits. For more information, contact Loup County Public Schools at 308-942-6115. And on all of our job opportunities that we list here on The Breakfast Show, don't forget you can see the postings in full by going to sandhillsexpress.com. Just go to the employment page.
As we mentioned, Callaway Kite Flight is always on Labor Day weekend, and they're ready to go, and they want to invite you to come on over to Callaway, wherever you're listening from. Stay tuned. We'll find out more with Jeremy Shipe right after this 60-second timeout.
When people admire the renovation of downtown Norfolk, they can thank Iggy Machuca. His company is a leader in large-scale renovation and construction projects. Iggy's family immigrated to Norfolk when he was 10. He says his public school teachers gave him confidence, a confidence he uses today to build a stronger Nebraska. Public education made a difference for Iggy, and that makes him
public school proud.
See more of Iggy's story and tell us what makes you public school proud at nsea.org/proud.
What is HiBid? HiBid gives you access to thousands of auctions across the U.S. and around the world. Art and antiques, coins and collectibles, computers and electronics, toys and tools. You can find it all at HiBid.com. Even exotic cars, fine jewelry, and real estate. Browse the most popular auctions, search for the exact item you want, or just explore the site. It's easy to use and it's easy to bid. Go to HiBid.com and find what you're looking for today.
Hey, good morning to Denise, to Jeannie Rapp, and to Bryce, who are chatting with us on the chat box this morning. Now, Brent, let's go to Callaway and find out more about the kite flight.
Sounds good.
Jeremy Shipe is there. Let's turn it over to Jeremy. Jeremy, you're on, buddy.
All right, thank you very much, Dave. Yeah, we are in Callaway. We're at Shotgun Annie's Saloon and Grill, and we're going to be talking about the 31st annual Callaway Kite Flight. Should be a great year again this year, and we're going to learn about all the great things that are going on, and we're going to learn about some of the sponsor businesses that are helping make this broadcast possible and some of the things that they've got going on as well. So as we get started with our broadcast, we want to start by thanking our remote broadcast sponsors. They include the Callaway Good Life Center. If you're interested in a new career opportunity, they're looking for LPN, CNAs, certified medication aid, housekeeping aid, and a maintenance and transportation person. Thank you as well to Nebraska Owners Insurance, Liana, Chip, and Tina, with offices in Callaway and Broken Bow, offering health, life, and property and casualty insurance. The Callaway District Hospital with the Callaway and Arnold Medical Clinics. They're excited to announce their new public transportation service. Call 212-0464 to schedule a ride today. Thank you to Agribest Feeds, offering the necessary ag supplies for your livestock and ag operation. Seven Valleys Health Mart, your local Health Mart pharmacy, taking good care of your health. The Callaway Market, Lawrence offers the community a great selection of grocery items with a wonderful rewards program that gives you products back throughout the year. Thank you to Shotgun Annie's, where our remote broadcast is happening today. Kite Flight Weekend marks their 5th anniversary already, and on Sunday they invite you to go and enjoy music from Roger Nilsson from 3 until 6. Thank you to Nebraska State Bank, with locations in Callaway, Myrna, and 2 in Broken Bow. The Callaway Chamber, always helping to continue the legacy of the Kite Flight each year. Custer Public Power District, happy to support the many communities in which they serve. The plant stand right across the street from where we're at right now. It's new to Callaway, and this weekend you can save 15% off blooming plants and get $15 fresh flower carry-out bouquets. They're open Friday and Saturday 9 to 6:30 and Sunday noon until 4. And thank you as well to Progressive Fertilizer, a family-owned business for over 50 years, taking pride in serving the area. Whenever I put these headphones on, Christy, I feel like I'm yelling. I'm catching that vibe from everyone in the room. Am I yelling? Okay. All right. We're going to get started by talking to Betsy, and she's here from the Callaway Good Life Center. Good morning, Betsy.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing pretty good. Beautiful morning this morning.
Beautiful morning.
So that always helps, and it's always a great drive over from Broken Bow. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on at the Callaway Good Life Center. As you might have heard there, folks, they're looking to fill some positions. I'm sure you want to talk about that, but also kind of what's going on.
Okay. Well,
part of what's going on is there's actually several new faces out there. Lori is our administrator. She's been there just a little over 2 months. I'm the new director of nursing, and I've just been there 2 months.
Okay.
So there's new faces out there. And I guess it's been interesting for me because my background is acute care, and I've done acute care for years. So there's quite a few differences in long-term care. And one of the things that I find in the long-term care that's fun is just the feeling of family. Mm-hmm. The residents become your second family. They do all sorts of fun things out there. I did make a post on my Facebook site the other day because they were having so much fun playing duster hockey is what it was. Oh. And oh my goodness, you should have heard the laughter out there. They take little hand dusters and then a frisbee, and they sit around a table, and it's kind of like air hockey.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, so much fun.
Yeah. That sounds like fun.
A lot of fun things to do out there. We were playing Uno the other day. Of course, there were a few cheaters. We won't mention names, but
how do you cheat at Uno?
There's you would ways. Be amazed.
Maybe I haven't played enough Uno.
I think our residents could teach you some tricks.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure in your first couple of months there, you've met a lot of great people and individuals. Definitely. And learned a lot about the great residents that you have there.
Yes, definitely. It's a wonderful service that we provide the community to. There would be a lot of people that would have to travel quite a great distance if we didn't have our facility there.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. And some of those positions that you're hiring are open currently. And if people want to apply for some of those positions at the Callaway Good Life Center, kind of what's the best way to go about that?
You can just stop out. We've got forms just there in the entryway. If you want to stop out and pick up a form, you can call the business office. They can mail you a form. You can also go online and fill out the form and drop it by. We have paid positions out there, and then also we need some volunteers to come out and help. You can come play games with the residents. You could come pull some weeds. We still have a few things that need fixing after the storm that we're working on. Let's see. The other thing I wanted to mention is that, not only is it opportunity for women and girls, but there's a lot of opportunities out there for men and boys too.
Sure.
The transportation, the maintenance. I would love to see more males go into nursing and CNA. It would be great.
Yeah. Especially, some of those things require a good amount of strength.
Yes, they do.
And that can lend itself very, very well to that.
Definitely.
So whether they want to be employed or go out and volunteer, they might find themselves in a game of duster hockey, right?
Yes, they might. And it's pretty competitive, let me tell you.
That sounds like it. Okay. Well, is there anything we didn't mention, Betsy, about what's going on at the Good Life Center that you wanted to mention?
Well, the other thing I'm working on, I would like to see some students up there from the school, like in the dietary department, kind of learning about cooking for more than one or two people. Angie and I were talking the other day that not only would that benefit us, but students, because a lot of times there's the kids that have to fend for themselves a few meals here and there when mom and dad are working. They could learn about cooking, and they could learn about buying groceries and that kind of thing. I think it would be a wonderful life experience.
Yeah, kind of like a mobile home ec class sort of thing.
Exactly. So I'm going to try and work on getting that put into place here soon.
Great. And it sounds like you're open to lots of different ideas. So if something is spurred in somebody that's listening, go out and talk to you if they have an idea about an activity or some kind of volunteer idea. It sounds like it might be the start of something new.
Definitely.
All right. Thanks, Betsy.
Thank you very much. I wanted to say a quick thank you to Kendall and the crew, because having had experience with kite flight for a few years, I know it's a lot of work, but it is well worth it, and we greatly appreciate it.
Definitely. All right. Well said. Thank you.
Yep. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too. Okay. Who's up next? Lawrence is going to come on over. He's going to grab a mic. Lawrence, how's it going today?
Oh, going great.
Good.
Excited for the kite flight.
Yes, and I'm sure you've got some things that folks can swing by and grab at your establishment if people want to check that out.
Well, yeah, we hope that we have things people want to grab. we have a number of specials going on over the weekend. With Coke has got a Labor Day special, and Pepsi and Fritos, Doritos, that kind of thing has a special. We'll have a special on Rotella hot dog and brat and hamburger buns.
Great.
Probably come up with a meat special of something. I'm kind of a slow to start person to decide what I want to do, but no, we're looking forward to everybody come out. And for most of my life, people have been telling me to go fly a kite, so this weekend I'm gonna.
It's there you go. It's for you.
Yeah.
Well, even if they're just stopping by to get a nice cold drink after they come in or something like that, sometimes, I know they're going to have some refreshments out on the grounds, but sometimes there's something different about hopping in the car to head home. You don't really realize how parched you are until you get in the car.
Right.
So, and they're going to be coming right past your place here in town, so they could swing by and grab something.
Yeah, we'll be open all weekend. Normal hours will be 8 to 7 on Saturday, Friday, Saturday, 11 to 5 on Sunday, and we will be open on Labor Day. I've already had some people call and ask if we would be, but we will be open regular hours. Okay. Lots of refreshments. We'll have cold beverages available Saturday, Sunday. Is the only place in town to buy beer until 5 o'clock. But I also want to encourage everybody to come out. We're looking forward to a good attendance this year. Hopefully the weather's nice. They'll be doing some candy drops, I think, every hour or so. We're happy to donate candy for that, and then we'll have some watermelon provided for a watermelon feed Saturday and Sunday, 1 o'clock. So encourage even the people that aren't flying a kite maybe to come out and enjoy the kite watching and have some watermelon.
Great.
But again, want to thank Kendall and Stacy and all the crew. There's a lot of people out there last night putting this together, and it takes a lot of work, and we're anxious to have a good attendance.
Yeah, and you said that people tell you to go fly a kite, and you said you're going to do that. So you have a kite you're going to fly?
Well, every year I go out and buy another kite.
Yeah, and replace it every year?
Yeah, because I'm not a very good kite flyer, so I usually ruin them before the day's over.
Okay, so that was going to be my question was, okay, what's your kite of choice, but you haven't figured that out yet. I keep... My son gets a little bit bigger and stronger every year, so I keep getting bigger kites, and I'm kind of hoping to maybe get him on one of those large ones and send him up. But but no, we like to do that. It's fun every year to try and advance and improve our skills a little bit, but we're not very good. Great. Awesome. Well, every year's a learning experience, right? And as you get those kites bigger and bigger, it gets more fun.
Yep, it is a lot of fun. So I encourage everybody to come out and watch, and I'm excited to see the night flight again. That's always neat.
Yeah, it is a popular event, too. Well, thanks, Lawrence, and thanks for your sponsorship. Appreciate you being here. All right. We'll see who's up next. We're going to talk to Jessie, I believe. She's got some exciting things going on. Hi, Jessie.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Thanks for coming across the street this morning.
Yeah, no problem. I see someone walking over there now, so.
Oh, okay.
No, it's okay.
Can Christy go and help them out? Does she know enough to go and help them out?
No, it's okay. I'll be back around later. It'll be all right.
Well, Jessie's with the plant stand, and you just recently opened up, right?
Yeah, we opened late April, early May. It is something that I started selling plants out of my home and doing craft shows and fairs, and it just grew and grew, and my husband said we cannot do this out of our house anymore, and we took over the Corner Stop gas station here in Callaway, and it has just grown. I think we've had changes almost every week to every other week, from the storefront to pulling out the pumps and expanding into cut florals, and we're getting ready for fall right now.
Okay, and tell people, if they haven't had a chance to stop by yet, kind of the different variety of items that you have in your place.
We have currently, for this weekend, we have fall mums. I have 10-inch apple basketball annual planters. I also have asters, and I have some cut hydrangeas in there right now. I have a wide variety of houseplants ranging in prices from like $3 to $5 all the way up to $100. Just kind of depends on what you're looking for. If you like really rare houseplants, I have a variety of those, and for some gift items, excuse me. And we are currently marking out fall decor.
Okay, great. So whether people are buying for right now, well, I guess a houseplant could be for whenever.
Yeah. Yep. There's getting to be a lot more collectors all the time. I'm always surprised at when people come in and they're looking for a specific plant. A lot of times we actually have it, or I'm able to get it the next week.
Oh,
Most
wow.
of the time, yeah.
Great. So if someone has something that, you know, I know people that are plant lovers are kind of, you know, like anybody that collects something, you can almost just tell mentally what they feel is missing, whether they know it or not until they walk into the store. There's just that blank spot in their plant display that they know they want to fill, and they usually know what they want to fill it with.
Right, yeah. I think since COVID, everybody's been in the house and they miss getting outside. So that filling up your space with greenery has just been a shift in the plant world, and we are so lucky that we can offer that here in Callaway.
Yeah, definitely. And you're going to have some hours this weekend, right?
Yep. Our sale for 15% off all blooming plants, indoor and out, starts tomorrow, Friday. I'm here today till 6. Tomorrow from 9 to 6:30, Saturday 9 to 6:30, and Sunday we're going to be here from noon to 5.
Okay, that sounds great. Well, thanks, Jesse. Is there anything we didn't mention that you want to let people know?
We are offering full sympathy services, delivery to all of Custer County. Just give me a call. Our number for the shop is 836-2560. If I'm a one-person show a lot of the time, unless I get some kids around to help, or Mona. If you can't reach me, leave me a message. Drop me a line on the Facebook page, the Plant Stand NE, and we'll get back to you and hopefully get you set up right.
And probably in those instances, earlier rather than later, if you can make that happen, helps you out with those deliveries, I'm sure, and your schedule.
Yeah, sometimes we can do same day, but we like lining things out, so we make sure that we have someone in the shop and can help people here in town as well as all over the county in the local area.
Great. Sounds good. Well, thank you very much for sponsoring today, and good luck with your new business.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks, Jesse. All right, that was Jesse with the Plant Stand, just catty corner from where we're at right here at Shotgun Annie's, and we'll see who wants to come up next. All right, Kendall's going to come up.
You get me.
All right. How's it going?
Good. How are you guys this morning?
Doing pretty good. I can't believe 31 years now.
31
I mean, last year I
years.
know we were like, wow, we get to change that first digit, but now we get to fill up the 30s.
We do. It's crazy. It actually started 32 years ago. Of course, because of COVID, we had to postpone our 30th event.
Sure.
So 31 years, 31 plus 1 maybe.
Yeah. And, you know, in talking to a few people so far this morning at the different sponsors, a few of them already mentioned some of their favorite items on the schedule. And a lot of those favorites that people have enjoyed over those 30 plus years are coming back again this year.
They are. We try to keep things a little bit consistent. When somebody likes something, we like to keep it in the roster.
Sure.
We do have a couple of new things this year.
Okay.
First of all, we've got the Teddy Bear Mobile of Central Nebraska coming, which is a really cool little setup. Kind of think Build-A-Bear workshop type thing.
But mobile?
Oh,
okay.
And I believe, if I understand correctly, some of their proceeds go to charity. So a charity of your choice. So it's a really awesome opportunity for them to come out. And unfortunately, we didn't get them on the schedule, but they will be here. So
okay, with a big truck of stuffing, I'm sure?
big truck of stuffing.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Well, there you go. You can go home with a new friend.
That's right, exactly. So come for the kites and leave with a cute new friend.
There you go. Great.
And then, we have Eve Connor coming out to do balloon animals and face painting this year. She didn't offer that last year, but she's doing it this year. So that is free to anybody. Anybody of any age can come out and get their face painted and get a balloon animal from 11 to 2 on Saturday.
Usually a pretty good line at that as well.
Yeah, she's fun. She's a good one.
Does she do face painting with one hand and then the balloons with the other hand? How do you pull that off?
She's pretty multi-talented, so who knows? Maybe she does it with her feet.
There you go. Hey, that'd be pretty sweet. What else? Is there some other new things going on as well?
Well, we're kind of just doing the same stuff. We just like to mix it up a little bit. We're having kite painting again this year, which I want to be clear on that. We are not offering for other people to paint kites. We have 2 professional flyers that come out and use their kites to paint on canvas. We did this last year, and it was a huge hit, and so I've got 2 guys that are going to do it again this year. This is not something you're going to see anywhere else in the United States, so it's a really cool thing to come watch, and that is, unfortunately, I can't give you a time on that. It's all weather dependent.
Sure, because they kind of use like stunt kites, right?
They do.
Because it's got to swoop down at the canvas pretty fast.
They do, and they do amazing. They have amazing control of those kites.
Now, I didn't have an opportunity to see this yet, but do they paint a specific subject?
Well,
or is it kind of like abstract?
It's a little more
sort of
abstract. They might tell you that they've painted some mountains, but I think they just kind of get lucky.
Well, you know what? Either way, nobody can do it like they can. It
That's
sounds
right.
to be able to fly a kite like that and put paintbrushes on it.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
It's incredible.
Great. So obviously, the more time you spend out at the kite flight, the better chances you have of seeing that happen.
Absolutely. And then those paintings go up for sale, and that goes back to the community. So
great.
It's a great little opportunity.
Awesome. And I know that Lawrence mentioned the night flight. That's always very popular.
That is always very popular, and the kite flyers love it. They're excited to do it every year. I've already been talking to some of them that have bought new lights for their kites and bought new kites just for this event. They really enjoy it, and that's free. So if people want to come out and see that is free.
All right, and that's Saturday night, 10 p.m. I might be going around in a bad order here, so tell me which direction you want to steer.
You're fine. You just...
All right, what do we want to talk about next?
Well, we have the indoor flight as well this year, and it starts at 8 o'clock at the community center, and it is a really cool thing, too. Watching those guys fly those kites with no wind, just propelling them with their own body is the coolest thing. It's like watching somebody dance. It's really, really awesome.
So do they run around and just kind of pull the kite?
And they don't really run. They move a lot, but it's more of it really is more of a dance. It's very gentle movements, and it's really impressive.
Sounds relaxing.
It is really quite relaxing.
Wow, very cool.
To watch, not to do.
Yeah. It's super relaxing when you can watch someone else lose their breath.
Yes, exactly. Right? Yes. Yes.
Awesome. And also, one thing that we should mention is any of these events that people go to or see, they're never going to have an empty stomach, because there's always refreshments or food.
Always food. There's always food somewhere. So you can stop over to Henry's and enjoy some of the catfish over there for the American Legion Scholarship Fund. And that is, I believe that's a free will donation type thing. So you can stop over there and have some food, and then just jump right across the street and watch the indoor kites.
Great.
And there is no charge for that either.
Okay, and the catfish fry Saturday at 5 p.m.
Yes.
And then kind of hang out with your friends for a little bit, and then hop across the street. Callaway Community Center, 8 p.m. is the start for the indoor flight.
Yes, sir.
And then, a early afternoon snack of watermelon is always really
good. Donated by the Callaway Market. Yeah, we can't pass that up. It's always juicy and delicious.
Yep, and that's 1 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And other things that are going to be going on, I know Lawrence mentioned candy drops.
Yes.
Those are going to be happening hourly?
Hourly, every 2 hours, whenever we can get the kiters up there to do it. They get busy out there in the field and forget, and so do I. But they are usually pretty good about getting up there. And that's a really cool thing to see, too. They send up a big kite, and they've got a bag full of candy on it, and they pull the string, and it just rains candy all over the Nebraska prairie.
Wow, that's great.
It is fun.
Okay, so if you hang out for a little bit, there's a good chance you're going to catch one of those as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, and giveaways, food vendors always have a lot of those show up out there too.
We have Smoke and Double D's from Hershey doing most of the food this year, and he is quite good. And he will have barbecue as well as hamburgers and hot dogs for the kids, and they will also have their snow cone machine out there.
Okay.
So you can get nice, refreshing snack while you're out there when it's 90 degrees.
Yeah, and it is going to be pretty warm this weekend. And you know what? Normally don't say this with a lot of events, but it applies here. A breeze would help you cool off, and it would also help the event.
Right. We're looking for a breeze. We don't need a stiff wind. We need like 10-mile-an-hour winds would be perfect.
That would be awesome.
I don't know if anybody remembers last year, but Saturday was a bust.
Yeah. And how did the other days go? Was there a little bit more of a breeze?
Sunday was a little bit better.
Okay.
But Saturday was awful, and I apologize to the people that came and had to watch us try our shenanigans to get those kites in the air.
You know what? I'll take blame for that because Saturday was the day that I tried to come over last year, and you know what? You can just blame me.
It's all Jeremy's fault.
That's the way it happens usually. I show up to something and I suck the wind out of it.
Oh, it just sucked the life right out of the event. Thanks a lot, Jeremy.
What else have we not talked about yet that we wanted to make sure to mention?
We've got our awesome T-shirts up there for sale. They were done by Carroll Street Designs out of Arnold. Part of the proceeds from those go to the Sandhills Cancer Fund, which is a local organization, not-for-profit, that helps cancer patients with cancer-related expenses.
Okay, and that's great as well, and pretty good design this year as well, I'm sure.
Well, I think
it's got
so.
A kite on it, right?
It's got a kite.
Okay,
it's got
good.
a windmill. I've had requests for the windmill to come back. Connie May always had a windmill in her shirt, so it's back.
Okay, the windmill's back.
Yes.
Great. And you got some sponsors that you wanted to mention as well? That
we have such an amazing community and area. You know, I absolutely have to thank the hospital, the Callaway District Hospital, Shotgun Annie's, First Interstate Bank, Agribest, Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency, the Plant Stand, Henry's Bar and Grill, Callaway Market, J.R. Meyer Insurance Agency, Callaway True Value, Progressive Propane and Fertilizer. You know, there's so many people in this town that do amazing things for our community, and they're behind the scenes, and I know I forgot so many people, but everybody is appreciated.
Well, it's a great event, and we'll just cross our fingers for about that 10-mile-an-hour
10-mile-an-hour wind would be perfect.
Okay, all weekend long.
All weekend long.
All right. Anything we didn't mention that we wanted to make sure that we got on the air today?
I think that pretty well covers it.
Okay.
Stop out and say hello to me and come fly a kite, and if you don't have one, we've got a kite vendor out there, Roger, with and now I can't think of his the name of his company, but he's out there with his kites, Showstopper Kites.
Okay.
And you know, the kite flyers really love to meet the public, and if the kids want to come out and learn how to fly a stunt kite, they will show you with their own kites how to use a stunt kite. So just walk on down there and talk to them.
Well, if you see Lawrence out there, it sounds like he's been through a few kites over the years. So
we're going to get Lawrence up there front and center and have him do a little clinic maybe.
All right. He sounds like a pro at this point. All right. Thank you very much, Kendall.
Thank you, guys.
Have a great year again this year. And, folks, if you're listening and you've never been to the kite flight before and you don't exactly know where to go, there's a good chance that if you walk up to anybody in Callaway and say, hey, how do I get out to the kite flight site, they'll point you right
Absolutely.
there. It's
Callaway's
not too hard to find.
That's right.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see. Stacy, want to come up and talk, or you're good? Okay. Candace, come on over. We'll talk a little bit about what you've got going on. All right. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for hosting us again.
Hey, no problem.
5 years. I know that the Callaway Kite Flight is kind of an anniversary for you as well, because this was when you opened up first, right?
Yes, we opened up Labor Day weekend of 2017, so we're at our 5-year mark.
Well,
yeah,
that's
it's crazy.
You know, it's insane to think about that 5 years has passed since we first talked about when you opened. But my main question to you is, you know, has it kind of flown by? Has it crawled by, or has it kind of flown and crawled at different times?
I think it's a little bit of both. It's been a pretty eventful 5 years. So, with the way the crazy world has been going, I guess it kind of has flown by.
Sure. Well, and I know it tends to fly a little bit more when you keep yourself busy, and you guys always have events and different things going on.
Yeah, we try to stay busy, you know, and I don't know. It's been a good 5 years, and I'm happy to be here. So we'll keep hanging in there.
Yeah. Well, thanks for hosting us this morning, and I know you've got some things going on for Kite Flight. What do you want to let everyone know about going on this weekend?
Well, I kind of got prime rib set up for Saturday night. We'll have a nice prime rib dinner and you know, our regular menu with our steaks and chicken and all that stuff. Sunday is just kind of a relaxed day, so we have a local guy named Roger Nilsson. He sits in the corner with his guitar and plays some acoustic music, a lot of classic country and oldies and stuff like that. Really, really good guy, and a lot of fun to sit and listen to. So he'll be here on Sunday from about 2 to 6, I guess. Okay. And Sundays are always kind of our family meal day. We like to put on home-style meals with fried chicken, and this week we're having hot turkey sandwiches. So it's just kind of fall comfort food. So if anybody wants just to sit down and listen to some good music and have a good little Sunday meal, come on and join us anytime Sunday afternoon.
Sure. And year 5 in general, I know it's hard to look forward too much, but I know there are some things that you do each year that are really, really well received. What's ahead in year number 5? I know you've got a lot of wonderful things that you do for the community and some different organizations around the Christmas time. Are some big plans coming up again this year?
Well, yeah, I would like to really get the toy drive a little bit kicked back up. It's been a rough year a rough few years for people the last few years as far as being able to donate. So I think we can kick it up a little bit this year and get it really going and hopefully hit the highest mark that we've had for toys for our toy drive. So that's kind of what our goal is coming into wintertime.
Okay, great. That's awesome. And then, year 5 already.
I don't know. Yeah.
It's
I just turned 52, so now that's.
Oh, there you go. All about the
it's
fives.
all about fives this year. It's kind of
right.
scary.
There you go. Well, you know what, folks, no matter when you stop by, there's delicious food or just a cool refreshment waiting for you here at Shotgun Annie's. What are your hours? I know we talked about the events, but what are your hours this Labor Day weekend?
We open at 11 every day, and our kitchen closes at 10 p.m., except for like Sundays, we close it at 8. And then, of course, we're closed on Mondays, so we won't be here that day, but we'll be here the rest of the weekend. So.
Okay, and then your regular hours, you open back up. You're closed Tuesdays as well, right? And then you open up on Wednesdays and beyond.
Yeah, yep. We've been closed on Mondays and Tuesdays, so
great.
That gives us a little relief.
Yeah, a little bit of rest.
Get out of here. So
there you go. Well, thanks for hosting us this morning. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about that we didn't mention?
No, I think that's pretty much it. It's always such a busy weekend. We don't really get too into it. So we really want to just be here and have fun and support the kite flight.
Great. Well, thanks, Candace. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. That was Candace here with Shotgun Annie's Saloon and Grill, our hosts for our remote broadcast this morning on The Breakfast Show. Is there anything that Christy? Wait. All right. Everyone was saying that Christy keeps me in line. So I just got to, it doesn't make sense that we don't end the broadcast until I check with her. Before we send it back to the studio, I want to thank all the wonderful businesses who made this remote broadcast possible. It is worth mentioning that, like a lot of the community celebrations that we promote at KCNI KBBN, a lot of these businesses make it a point that the ads that they receive with these packages that they purchase point people towards the event that they are promoting. That's not something that they have to do. It's something that they almost always do. Talk a little bit about their business, but they're like, I want the majority of the ad to talk about going out to the kite flight. So these wonderful businesses sponsored this remote. They put ads on the radio, and they got us talking about it so that more of you out there come to the 31st annual Callaway Kite Flight going on this weekend just outside of Callaway. If you don't know how to get to the kite flight site, just talk to anybody walking down the street in Callaway. I know they'll point you the right direction. So thank you very much to Progressive Fertilizer, the Plant Stand, Custer Public Power District, the Callaway Chamber, Nebraska State Bank, Shotgun Annie's, Callaway Market, Seven Valleys Health Mart, Agribest Feeds, the Callaway District Hospital with the Callaway and Arnold Medical Clinics, Nebraska Owners Insurance, and the Callaway Good Life Center. And with that, we'll send it back to Dave and Brent at the studio.
All right, Jeremy, great broadcast. Thanks so much. Appreciate all the businesses and, of course, all the folks who took time to visit with Jeremy this morning on the air about the kite flight. And it continues after so many years of success. It just continues to be a great way to end the summer in Callaway. It's a super, super fun event, great family event.
Yes, indeed. Let's hope that the wind, I know we like to complain about the wind a lot, but let's hope that there is wind, and more importantly, it's just the right amount.
Yeah, I think that, just the right amount is the key. It can be too windy, of course.
Yes.
But last
But if
year
it doesn't blow at all, that's just as bad.
Doesn't work out. 5 to 10 would be about right, wouldn't it?
There you go.
There you go. Real quick, got volleyball for folks tonight?
Yes, volleyball action tonight will be in Myrna for a volleyball triangular with Anselmo Myrna, Ansley, Litchfield, and Twin Loop. First match at 5 o'clock. We'll have 3 altogether, and you can listen to them on KBBN 95.3 FM, KBBN.com, and we'll also do a live video stream as well, which you can access on the Sandhills Express Facebook page and the Sandhills Express YouTube channel.
We'll be back tomorrow at 7:30. Until then, folks, be careful, drive careful, and have a great day.
All right.